Hello there, I'm Sean Bond.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I got a special guest on today, the founder of the Humankind Center in Sedona. Very powerful place, amazing dance,
Mm.
ecstatic dances they hold there. They got a whole floor of orgonite. It's very professional setup, one of the best I've seen. And he's got cool things he's working on, including an app. And we got a show that we're doing called Superhuman. And my guest name is John Strayer. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how you got into this world, this decision in life, and what you're trying to do?
Yeah, so thank you, Sean, so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it, and then I'm super excited to keep working with you in the Humankind Network and with your show. And we had our first show yesterday,
Thank
which
you.
was awesome. It's a great start to what is to come, and I really look forward to doing a lot more. Um, for me, I mean, I've been around. Sedona, I guess, is where I'm located, and I've been out here for a little over 4 years. Working on bringing this whole project called Humankind. You can check us out at humankind.center, and we're really around just trying to raise the awareness of consciousness through meditation, through events. I think there's a time right now where we're trying to reverse some of the engineering that has happened to us, and creating spaces like this to where we can actually commune, is a big deal right now. So we've created an amazing place here in Sedona called the Humankind Center, where we actually hold dance events, conferences, a whole range of different things. We have a meditation that we do every Friday called Frequency Friday with Sedona Quantum Consciousness, and it's about a collective of us coming together to really start bringing these things forward. And Humankind is a place for that. It's a place as we move through this time. It's a safe place to come and experience what you're going through without judgment. And that's a big line that I use a lot to express what we're doing here. When I first started to, I'll go through a little bit of some backstory. When I first started to going through this endeavor or process or figuring this stuff out, it was really hard to find valuable content or community that was going through the same thing I was going through. And with Humankind, I hope this makes it easier when people actually start going through these processes. I know we talked about your experience and how intense it was and all that kind of stuff. And it's not everybody doesn't have to go through that like we talked about. And I really think this is the type of place that is needed right now to help with that.
Wonderful. Yeah, and can you tell us a little bit about your awakening experience and how that was, and what was the inspirations for you, and how did you get this ball rolling? I got a lot of questions, so let's start with that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, I mean, it was through meditation. Earlier in the, like, was it 2013, 14? It was like, meditation, like, that's not going to do anything. It doesn't do, like, how is that going to change the world, kind of thing, right? So, when you sit there and push something off like that, they're like, here you go. This is what it really is. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I started meditating like 2 to 3 hours a day. And it was so amazing some of the changes I was feeling, information I was getting, the connectiveness that I would feel from meditating, to the point to where, I started like, felt like I was working with like more of a collective, I guess. And I would write up like pages of, humankind and what we're gonna do. And I created this whole thing like Humankind 3.0 and the I am presence and all these things, just going through the process and learning it, and having other experiences in meditation to where I would ask like, like show me that this stuff is real, right? um and I'd sit there and meditate, and then here's a story of an experience that I had when so I used to work late. I'd do web development, and I would work late, and I was like, all right, fine, it's about like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, and I go lay down to go to bed. And for some, I just couldn't go to sleep, and I'm just tripped in, and I'm like, fine, I'll meditate. And it wasn't like someone was telling me. I didn't hear anything like say like meditate. It's just like, you know what, I'm up, I'm just gonna go ahead and meditate. So I had this meditation chair that I used to sit in and put headphones on and all that kind of stuff. And that particular time, I ended up sitting in the chair, and as soon as I sat in that chair, it's like this big opened up, and I was like in this room, and I'm like, just sitting there and watching people walk back and forth, and I'm like, oh wow, this is a trip. I never had this experience before. And all of a sudden it seemed like someone realized that I was there, and they just like came over, and I just heard it as clear as day, as if they were in the room with me. And it goes, "Wah!" And I like stood up out of meditation, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I was like stood right there. I'm like, okay, it's real. It's real. I figured it out. It's real. Like, so that was that it answered me. So like it did answer me that what I kept asking for proved to me that there is more than what we have here. And that was a pretty good answer.
Awesome. And what kind of spiritualities and topics and goals are you oriented to that you're passionate about and exploring?
Um, what type of spiritualities and goals? I guess I'm not that I'm passionate about. Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah,
Or?
like for me, like spirituality is freedom as opposed to religion, a little boxed in, and then the wisdom, the goals, what you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to get somewhere, greater capability, a state of mind, remote viewing, vision questing, turning on parts of your body, esoteric anatomy, improving your life, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I mean, for myself, I mean, I'm not like going out and anticipating like trying to create and turn things on in me. I mean, as things come, I'm just letting them sort of develop. Um, you know, uh, Doing this work that I'm doing now with humankind, I see it all the time. I see it in other people. We have channelers that have come here and full on experience and had like seen other beings around in here. So I don't see that. I mean, I can feel sort of things a little bit here and there. Do I want it more amplified? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's but it will come in its due time, I think. And when I'm ready for those things. I feel a little bit more telepathic as going through this with other people. And I've actually been at like a meal we were having somewhere, and with this girl not even saying you know certain things, like I actually repeated it, and she's like, how you reading my mind, like, so. And it wasn't doing anything, there wasn't anything on purpose, it just happened to just come to me, and I said it. So I think it's I think all of us are gradually moving in that direction. Um, and as those things like turn on, like and that's the other thing that this place is for, is as these gifts start turning on, what do they mean? Like, how do we use them? What is the real purpose behind it? Everybody has a different um everybody has different things that will turn on at different times. But where do we go with that? And like, right now with the mainstream media and stuff like that, they're not talking about any of this. They're not bringing any light to this. You're not getting the quality information that is needed for this time. And I think you'll start seeing a lot more of this information coming up in different avenues, just like with your podcast here, just like with the Humankind app. Sedona is thriving with a ton of this type of activity, content, events that people are just dragged here because it is time for us to take these initial steps and start working out how to work together. you know um it's this whole thing, like, like you build a business and it's over here, it's sitting in a corner, and you tell people to come here, and they do their thing and they go off. But I think there's a bigger picture here, that the communal aspect that I think is going to be really important. And how do we actually you know do things more community aspect wise? I'm my background, I'm from, like, back in the 90s. I used to do events and stuff like that. And in my younger years, and I felt it a lot then. Like, it was like almost the beginning of it back then. And it always stuck with me, that the how everybody just came together and really worked together to have a really good event. And that's sort of what I'm doing here a little bit still. Creating real healthy, good events. Back then it wasn't, it was a little bit more partying, but like, this is a little bit more consciousness, and bringing in that awareness into it, to where we start developing for what is to come.
Lovely. So tell us more about the mission you got going on, the platform that you've made, and the community you're building.
Yeah, so Humankind, I guess, is something that, like I said, I've been doing out here for quite a bit. I've done conferences, I've done festivals, I've done not really just dance events here. But we're trying to build something that is more community oriented. And what do I mean by that? So there's a system inside the app that helps us self-govern ourselves. And there's a voting government portion in there, to help us communicate in a way for us to make decisions, group decisions. And that is something that is really big with what we're doing here at Humankind, because we want to decentralize it. And in the blockchain world, it's called a DAO. And it's already built inside of the Humankind app, to where we can actually take in proposals from the community. We can review those proposals, and if after it goes through a few steps, we take that proposal and we submit it to the blockchain. And when doing that, what you're doing is you're adding it to a public record, which is basically telling the world that this is something that we are voting on. Or if you've done this with when you get your own business, sometimes they they make you put your business in the newspaper that you just created an LLC to sort of publicly aware people that this LLC has been created. So we're doing that with the blockchain. And then once that proposal has been submitted to the blockchain, it can go to the community for voting. So as everybody's voting, everybody has a unique identifier inside of the website. So the votes that get put in are anonymous, which is a huge key piece, because there's it's less knowing what people voted gives them the anonymity that they're able to vote what they want without having to be judged, which is I think is pretty cool. During that process, the voting system keeps track of what the votes are. And then at the end of the voting system, it gets written to the blockchain again, gets connected to the original blockchain submission. And then that becomes, essential law for what we're going through. There's a couple other steps that go on after that of like, how do we actually integrate this, and like what time process and all that kind of stuff. But it's at the infancy stages. We are really striving on trying to educate people on how to use something like this, to let people know that these types of systems are usable for our growth, and without having something that's super highly regulated, and all these different components that seem to block our momentum in some of the things that we want to do. So that's a huge piece that I think is going to stand out as we grow, and make something as a huge impact for community growth.
For people that don't know what blockchain is, can you explain it to the audience? And also, essentially, you're making a community-based governing system that everyone has a vote and have more control over, and it's not just some shady corporation that is uncontrollable and could get hijacked by evil. And what you're essentially making is a competitor or non-competition, but in equating to the level of what Gaia.com is doing with multiple video formats, and even with what you've told me in potential, what it can do in capability beyond what their handlers even allow them to do.
Right. So I'll take on the blockchain thing first, and then I'll go over the next couple of things. So the blockchain is basically when people hear blockchain or crypto or any of that kind of stuff, they may immediately think of like Ethereum or Bitcoin. What we're using it for is not for currency conversion. We're using it as a place where we can actually put data on a blockchain that essentially like creates a stamp on that chain, to where it stamps the time that we submit something, the information that's in the blockchain, and creates it to where it's publicly known, to where if anybody wanted to, they would be able to click on a link and it would take them to that record. A good example is the public records for the state. So when you can actually submit affidavits to the public record, and like if that goes into their public record and that state, it's like the entire world should know about that. So instead of using something that the state has built, there's systems out there that have already been built that where we can actually create our own system and put stuff out to the public record. And it's on a system that's duplicated over multiple computers. So it's not like a computer that just sits here in my office and I can go in and change the data at any time. Once it's on the blockchain, there's multiple copies of that around multiple systems, to where if one block got changed, there's a way for it to recognize that this block isn't correct, and then it can assess all the other blocks, and then like it's like a majority rule sort of thing, right? So even if you went and changed like 3 of the blocks, but there's like, thousands of other blocks that have this other information, well, those 3 blocks are wrong. And either it depends on the actual blockchain. Either it would, submit the error and like, oh, hey, fix this, or it automatically does that. But it helps, keeps us honest with what we're submitting into the system. And so one of the things with central businesses that a lot of their stuff sits on the servers that they run, they manage, and they can go and update the content in there, and they might have a system that might catch that, but also there might be a walkaway around to not catch that. So with the blockchain, it gives us a little bit more of a checks and balances for what we're actually submitting, and how we're governing this system, humankind, that we're building. On the piece of there's a lot of I guess companies in this area that have done nefarious things, and which it comes with anything with growth. When you're building something new in the environment, you always have bad actors that end up coming into this space and taking advantage of that. And I've seen it. It's happened to me before too. But there's certain things you got to look out, and it's something that you gotta sort of learn on your own. Not saying go and get defrauded or anything like that. None of that at all. It's just education. It's part of the education process of understanding what you're dealing with and knowing what is authentic and what is not. So that's a whole nother thing that we could talk about on some of the stuff that we're crypto bad actors, all that kind of stuff. But with Humankind, we've made it really easy, and it's not something that you see the value of what you're paying for. I'm not looking for a bunch of like investors to invest in this, because it's hard to do that, because we're working on decentralizing this platform. And to have somebody own it, it's not possible. So what we've done, I've created a model to where you pay for services, and the services that you're getting is the content that's online, which right now it's $11 a month, and you get access to all the content that's online. We have live streams. We live stream the majority of our events, our dance events, conferences, and you get access to all that. And then we also do in-person events, and that is $77 a month. So you get access to all of our in-person events. You get access to all the online content with that as well. So we're not looking for like once a month donations, pay what you can kind of thing. It's very upfront, and you know what you pay, you know what you get, and just make it really simple. So there's not, all of a sudden there's this extra charge, and why am I getting that? No, you come to our events, you hang out with the community, and to support that, what we are doing, we're asking that you join as a member and pay that one fee, and you always know what that one fee is. Now, if neither one of those things want to work for some people don't like sign up for memberships. You can still come to our events, just pay the door fee. Come to Sedona. You only want to come to one event, pay the door fee. because the people that are putting on these events, they work really hard to make these events happen. And, everybody needs to be, making a living at doing this kind of stuff and supporting them on what they're doing and what they're offering. So I'm really big on, trying to be as clear as possible on, what we're doing and, what your finances are being used for.
Beautiful. That's a great system to make a community governing body and that expands and grows with the blockchain, and they hold it accountable. It's interesting the government doesn't want to use that, but yeah, and we know why. But yeah, I'd love to hear on your goals of what you want this community as it grows stronger and bigger, what it will form into, and then also talk about all your events that you have regularly and go into describing them so that like people get excited about going to them, and then anytime they're in Sedona, what to look for, and because like you're at the top of the list of places I see that everyone talks about good good reviews on like what to go to when you're in Sedona, and what happens has things going on regularly. And I've seen some of the conferences you hold. Oh my God, they're amazing.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead into because I keep wanting to add more questions, but
That's fine. Yeah. I got you. So on the Humankind.center website, there's a link at the top that says our vision. And our vision is to build humankind centers around the world. There's only so much space here in Sedona. I mean, if everybody came to Sedona to get all this information or to learn how to work in these types of systems, it would be really difficult. So our idea is to build these centers around the world to start breaking the mold a little bit, to start start using the systems that we're building now to help elevate other areas of the world. Now, as that time comes to where these will go, I don't have a direct roadmap of exactly where these are going. But as that time comes, when we're ready to start building these, we will know where to put them. It will be a constant evolution of how to implement these types of systems to help us grow, to help change the family dynamic. I've been saying this a lot in the last couple of weeks, is that we've been put in our head that this mother, father, children, family dynamic is like the main dynamic, but it used to not be that way. I mean, it just as early as the 1920s and 30s. I mean, it was more of like a communal family, and I see us going back to that. I see us, evolving in a way to where it's like, hey, I know whose kid that is, and I'm gonna treat them as if they're my own kid, and give them knowledge, and help them with their growth. It's going to take a lot of us to really start understanding that it's you that is going to help change the world, and it's not up to these other people to make these decisions for you on what you want to create. And I think when people start realizing that they have a leg in the fight, like their mindset changes a little bit, and we will all like sort of be like, yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think this is something that we all can strive for the same type of goal to really make a positive impact on this, on what's to come. There's a lot of this fear porn that's out there, and oh, there's this war, there's that war, there's this. And I mean, granted, there's certain things that are going on in the world, and not to completely ignore it, but there's a lot of beautiful things in this world right now. And if we could really take the time to focus on those things and amplifying those things in a way to to make those things stronger. Those are the things that are gonna really start pulling us together and help us with some of the decision makings that we're going to be having soon. That's just a lot of the stuff that I feel, and I like putting forward, to really break that mold that we've been put in. Um, and I'm not saying like all my decisions are right, and that's why we created the governance system, because um, it's going to take a lot of us to do this. So I think I answered your question. So I think I went on a little rant there, but yeah, if you have more.
Yeah, and I've, we met. We first, when we first met, I was doing a presentation for Rion's Rise of the Guardians conference, and it was being held in the Humankind Center, and we were doing on how to turn on people's magic, and then after you hold really good dance, like togethers, like ecstatic dance, and Rion, DJ Starlord, Octurus Raw, Jace from Conscious Crypto will have DJ'd before, and some others that I've been to. They're really powerful. People can be as magical as they want, free flow, dance, not be judged, and it changed the world, amplify the grids. It was very powerful, the dances that you held. Do you remember anything that went on through your mind when we first met that you wanted to talk about? And then we can also lead more into your app after that.
Yeah, Sean. I mean, like you're a very powerful being, man. I tell you that. It was. I wasn't expecting what happened during your talk when you had your talk here, but I was in, because I managed some of the live streams and stuff like that, and you were on stage and you asked everybody if you want to be activated. Do you want a big activation or do you want a small activation? It was like a big activation. So while I'm sitting there, working the controls and stuff like that, and at the corner of my eye, there's like this pixelated thing that's just like coming down the side of the wall, and I'm like, I just thought maybe it was just blurriness in my eye or something, and then it just kept coming closer and closer, and it was like this like weird, if I was to give what I sort of think it was like this like weird bubble that was just like amplifying the room. But when it finally got to me, I felt it. Like I could feel what you were doing in the room while you're giving that presentation, and it was amazing. And I mean, we connected really well during that event. It was really good. It was a strong and powerful talk that you did here. We've stayed in contact since then, back and forth, and it's just been something that I think you're one of the people that help bring a lot of this stuff through, and teach people how to use these gifts. That's why we called your podcast Superhuman. It's something out of a comic book a little bit, but why not? You know what I mean? It's totally doable, and I think that it's something that we all need to recognize. We're all that superhero, and we all have these things that we can do. So a lot of people say, like, once you start believing in once you start believing in things, this is why they have the manifestation techniques, where you put a car up on your refrigerator, and that's the car you want, and as you keep on seeing it, you attract that. Well, I mean, with these gifts as well, you want to start testing them out and seeing how they work, and as you start testing those things start amplifying and get closer to you, and turning on inside of you. So I'm a real believer in that a lot of these things are going to start amplifying in our life, and then how do we manage those things? It's going to be a big topic, here in the coming days.
Thank you. And yes, same with you. Very powerful being, very important person of your soul for being here. Make the world like way outrageous number of times better just by just by being here. And what you've been in the past, pretty powerful being. I'm gonna, out of respect, not tell anyone, and then we can go into that more later. But
Yeah.
and yeah, I love what you said about incremental, these abilities turning on more and more, like the telepathy. I think that's what we should do in one of our future upcoming shows for Superhuman. Is like figure out, okay, how do we speed up the collective consciousness's growing of telepathy? What's holding it back? And then give everyone that download, give them missions. Like I do things with the game of the world. So we'll be giving people missions and how to turn on their abilities, level up, and take down problems. And yeah, turn on the light. And what your events do is like you're saying, people. There's a lot of fear porn. There's a lot of attention grabbing that tries to drain from them. Entanglement traps that try to hold them into a negative reality and take more people down that route to agree to their bullcrap. And what we can be focusing on more with their time is empowering light unity thing that we all turn on each other's light in, and it soul flares into the environment and disempowers the parasitic dark and takes back our power more and more. And I find when people hold events like what you do, it changes the whole timeline. I don't know if you were paying attention to the news and stuff during what your events and Rion's conferences were happening. The UFO files were released.
Yeah.
Their talks to end wars, peace agreements coming out. There was a lot of crazy stuff in the timeline shift. So it seems nobody knew where was going to happen before. So it seems like there's a micro, macro, 100 monkey effect thing flow as we all come together and do big, powerful things and teach each other and change each other's realities. You want to talk about that, and also please do a description of all the events that you have and when and how regular, and get people excited about the dance stuff and the conferences and things coming up.
100%. So, I mean, when it comes to changing timelines and creating a better environment, it's going to take it takes a group. There's this one when we have a biocharger in here, and so we do the biocharger every Monday and Friday in here. The Friday one we do with the sound bath. But we have a good 20, 30 people that sit in here sometimes and experience that and help lift that energy. So just from that alone, like we're helping change the auric field around that and bring in positivity and bring in love. So we do that twice a week. And then what I was getting to is that the power of 8. When you have a group of 8 people and they're working on the same intention, it magnifies that intention. But it actually only takes 2. It really only takes you and one other person, and it automatically doubles that magnification. So that's why we need to start coming together more, communing more, because we are energy, and the energy that we magnify with someone else, it doubles that automatically. And then you add a third, and it just keeps getting more and more amplified. So that's a lot of the stuff we're trying to do here is create that awareness of coming together and how important it is to do that. And be in the right headspace. We do have a bar here. It's all non-alcohol. So we have a lot of we have lotus drinks, we have cacao, all these different drinks that really people enjoy. The events we have here, it's so we're not open like a 9 to 5 business. We're a venue. So we have events at this time and then this time. We do have some consistent events that we do with like the Monday and Friday biocharging sessions. Usually on Saturdays we have dance events. We've had an ecstatic dance with this amazing artist Air this last weekend. She's going to be a regular here with Humankind. It's she's so amazing. I can't believe she her events that she did this last Saturday was just so powerful. She did the dance, and then at the end of the dance she did a sound bath. So think of an event that you went to before, like a DJ event that you went to before, and the difference of something like that. Like you have like a group of people sit in the middle of the room, and everybody says hi to each other. Then everybody dances, and then at the end, she gets from behind the decks, lays everybody down, and then does a sound bath. Now, I haven't been to too many concerts that do that. And just that experience alone makes it so much worth it to show that connectivity of being drawn together. So yeah, dance events are a big thing that we do here. I think entertainment is like the gateway to get people to sort of come together and then start figuring out the other things we have going on. Like tomorrow we have Yasmin. She wrote this amazing book about Discover the Matrix. And she's coming here and she's given a whole talk about the Matrix and what it means and how to work within it and stuff like that. So we have stuff like that as well. The conferences that we do here, our next one I think is going to be in August, and that's with Laura Eisenhower, and she's going to be doing a full-on like 3-hour talk about what is to come. And we have a couple other people that are going to be involved as well, and that will be coming soon. You can see it on Eventbrite right now, is where most of our tickets are being sold. And we also do all of our events are mainly live streamed. So inside the Humankind app, you'll be able to like live stream these things. So if you can't make it to Sedona, you can still be a part of what we're doing by being on the app. And we have it to where you get notified of the event when it starts if you want to be notified as well. So it's building that way and having people be in the app and start working within that. Sean, you have it's called a department page, and it would be sort of around of what you would think of like a business page in like Facebook. You go to the page, you follow the page, and then any of the updates that's going on for that page. So like Sean's podcast is Superhuman. Any updates that would be like about Superhuman would be put in the post there, and then it would go to your personal feed. So you'd be able to keep up to date with what's going on with that department that you're associated with. And you're not getting all this crazy garbage of, people at the beach taking pictures of their feet. We're trying to streamline it a little bit to where you're getting the content that you really want, and not make all this noise around stuff that doesn't really pertain to you, but you're getting bombarded with. So that's a lot of the engineering that went behind, the Humankind app, and making sure we can really get the content that you want instead of getting content that you don't want. So that gives you a little bit of the background of some of the events that we're having here. We're doing all kinds of different events. I think we're even thinking about doing a film festival that we're even talking about too, which is going to be super, super interesting how we do that. Because we have this whole voting system this government voting system that we're going to be able to use with it as well. So a lot of really cool things coming forward, and come join us. It's something that I think we all sort of are thriving for, and I just want to keep on making it better.
Really well said. Yeah, and I'm getting excited more as you talk about it. Like with her talking about the matrices, I talk about it too. I met Tom alt house, the supposed with a really good story, does presentations on him being the screenplay writer for The Matrix, and then getting taken over, the brothers that are now women, and then it being kind of twisted and mocking him as the main character's name is Tom, and having the address on his ID and other stuff. And we did shows on that, so feel free to go to Sonic League to see that. And we go more into like what is the Matrix, and I go into the psionic layers of this reality simulation, hologram, dream, prison, school, whatever you want to call it, and its reality rules and how to interact with it at a freeing, transcendent level, and the psionic ability version, smaller versions of it, and all that. So. We'll probably do shows on that, so definitely subscribe to the app, Superhuman, to look forward to that. People are, can you describe what people do exactly? So they can go on any app store, look for Humankind. There's like a green lotus, and that will be the app, and you can download that for free. There's a lot of stuff on there for free. Can you talk a little bit about that, and then we'll go into questions after that real quick, and then back.
Yeah, of course.
Just to know people, it's good to ask questions now.
Yeah, please. So the Humankind app is on the Apple Store, not Apple. So right now we're waiting for the approval from Apple. We're
Android store.
We're on the Google Play Store right now, so that's on there right now. It is a progressive web app, so if you want to add it to your homepage, you can do that by going to, when you go to the app.humankind.center, you can click on the share button in your phone, and then hit add to homepage, and then the app's on your phone. So that's one way to do it as well. So it's a white lotus with a green background. And the reason why we have the green with a lot of the stuff, even the venue here has a ton of green in it. And the purpose behind that is because we're moving a lot from our head space and more to our heart space. So I really emphasize that, as green is the heart chakra is green. So we use that as our main color, because just to identify that. So getting the app, where to actually get it, you can add it to your phone, and then the department, I think I went through the department stuff pretty well. And if you have any questions, feel free to ping us. We have ways that you can communicate with us in the app as well. And then there's our email and everything else. So there's that. What was the other question? I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
You can describe more of what people will find in the app, so they can get them motivated to get it, and then keep monitoring it, and how they can subscribe or keep informed about whenever we're doing the show, which is going to be on Tuesdays around 2 Sedona time, and
So
where I am in Mexico City. So
so when you're in the app, I mean, we're constantly adding new content. I'm really good buddies with Neil from Portal to Ascension. We got a ton of his content in there about different shows that they've put on, and helping to amplify what's going on there. A lot of the shows that we've done personally are in there. Like me and Tony Rodriguez, we have a conference we called Odyssey, and we've done it twice so far. Both of those are in there for you to view. Even your talk when you were here is in there as well. So we're really striving on providing a lot of valuable content that will keep you coming back and watching. You can see our upcoming events in there. So if you're interested in any of the upcoming events, all the live streams are in there. So where if you want to be notified of a live stream, that's in there as well. We also have an affiliate program. So if you want to actually start, sharing it out and getting rewarded for sharing the app out and getting people to come and sign up for the app, that's another thing we have. 24/7 content. So like one of the reasons I did this is that like I think it's cool that like just come to an app and have content already playing, that I don't have to sit there and search around and find what I really want, watch 15 minutes of it. I don't like that, go to this one. So there's constant content always playing. So when you want to come, you just want to turn it on and just see what's playing. It's available that way as well. So that gives a little bit of of the app, and then go in, use it, poke around, follow a department, join the groups, and just start getting a little bit more involved with what we have going on.
Wonderful. And before I forget, when people go on the app, because I got my presentation there, and going into giving people superhuman abilities, turning on their magic, big upgrade in it. So no, I have not uploaded that anywhere else. It's on your Humankind Center app. So people go get that if you want to see this presentation. Where would people find it under in the app?
I think it's under it's either in the series there's a series with all the talks from that day, which the series are down on the bottom, or it's in the replays. And then if you click on like see more, there's a search feature to where you can search for that kind of stuff as well.
Okay, so they would just type my name in?
Yeah, it's labeled with your name. They put your name and they'll be able to find it.
Very cool. And yeah, so people go see that, download the app, it's free, and then go get that presentation. And so what is the content that you're gonna be having more and more on, that like people can look for, like the type of subjects, empowering methods, and what contact, if there are people that want to collaborate with you, what kind of collaborators and people and information are you looking for?
Yeah, so I mean, right now we're set up for like influencers to collaborate with us if they want to do more of the affiliate aspect and promote us that way and get rewarded for bringing people to come over and getting a membership with the app. So there's that. Some of the what was the other thing? I know it was the collaboration. So yeah, like being involved in collaborating, the content that we'll be having is going to be around the same stuff that you see inside of there. Is we're definitely want to go more of the entertainment route as well, where we actually start bringing in more of movies and like TV shows and stuff like that. I don't think we're quite there yet, but a lot of the stuff we have there are talks, are like online conferences, some of the conferences we've had here, some of the DJs and dance music that we play here. So those things are available right now. But like the film festival idea that we're working on right now is definitely going to turn more of a like a movie aspect, where there's a little bit more of an entertainment movie experience that we'll be looking forward to add as well. So definitely stay tuned, because it's like we're just now getting this thing off the ground, and it's gonna grow pretty quick. It already has grown pretty quick. We've been seeing the growth every day of people signing up, creating accounts, getting involved, joining the departments, and just being excited about what we have going on here.
Wonderful. And just found the video for people. It is under replays in Browse Ways to Become a Guardian of Earth by Sean Bond, a Rise Guardians conference. So people people want to look that video up. And and what other people are you looking for, of type of skills, of support, things that like will help you build your community And then what is your vision? So you talked about making more centers in other places and it expanding. What other things are you excited for that will become as more and more people come to this? And people out there need to know how important leaders such as yourself are that are willing to bring these ideas out to the forefront because, and it is your chance to have greater influence over the world when you add your vote to a community and a situation, people, place, a venue, a service like this that can keep growing and make the world a better place as they support it. It it gets bigger, it thrives, it makes the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, it does, and a lot of it comes around with, building the community aspect. And what we're looking for here. The departments are really what's going to help engineer this. So it's building the right departments. The people can be involved in the departments. Like even with your show, Sean, like if someone wanted to help and be a manager of that department, it's possible. So it's not like we create a department and we get all the people and we put them in, and then it's like a centralized system. People can request to be a little bit more involved if they want to be a little bit more involved in the departments. When it comes to humankind and being a part of what the whole aspect of it, like doing your own show or being a part of our network or supplying us with content, those types of things. I mean, that would be something to reach out to, us at Humankind, and see if that's something that would be put in, as we do now. Those types of things will be voted on as well. I don't think we're quite there with the structural process yet, but we're getting there. Um, even like being able to ask the community like where we should build our next community center. Like those are going to be big questions that we'll be asking the community. Like, do we do it in in um section A, or do we do it in section B? I really I feel like I've taken this to a really good place. There's a lot more work to do to get us really prepared, but uh, really see us being there. I really see um, this coming to fruition in a way that is going to be honored, and like that there's going to be a lot of integrity in what we're doing. So um, yeah, I mean, come along for the ride. It's something that has been a passion of mine for quite a while now. And I see other people light up when we talk about the types of things that are going to be flourishing here. And I truly believe that people are thriving for something like this.
Wonderful. Now I'll get into the questions real quick so that people are
Okay,
more
yeah,
prepared to
definitely.
ask more questions. Michael says, "So will I be able to hover?" Yeah, sure. So I'll go a little into it. Feel free to talk on it as well as answer the question. We're in our show that we're doing Superhuman, so feel free to subscribe to that and get updates on it on the Humankind Center app. Yeah, I go into levity quite a bit. I love it. It was one of my favorite abilities. I got a lot of books on it. I got video evidence of people levitating. People have been able to do this in the past. People have been able to change their weight. There are methods to being able to develop the ability faster than others. So I've accumulated a lot of wisdom on that. I've had weird experiences where I've changed my weight as a child, and I know people that have. They have been told by their mothers they kept being found out of their crib, weight settled down somewhere, and were seen levitating. There are super soldier program, military abduction programs that go into training levity. Some are kinder than others. Some are a little torturous. So I'll be talking about that. We'll probably do events or shows that go into, like, if we get a whole bunch of people in a room, certain scenarios to monitor the situation. There's horse scales and dog scales that you can get to where people can meditate on, and they monitor the weight. And then a person meditates for a while. They can completely go within and do all the right steps. They can see if their weight changes. Then they can get motivated to keep going. That's why I'd recommend starting. Though I can, wherever people's at with whatever limitation are put on them, reasons that they are what they are, what they've inherited in abilities, them being able to earn the abilities if they don't have them, their rare DNA. We're going to go into all that and make it so that just by coming to the event or watching the show, you will get upgrades, you will release blocks. You will have a roadmap of how to start in your journey if you want to go into levitation, gravitational field control. But we going into that, I get people there. Don't have full expectations. You'll just be flying out of that. But, you know, I've seen some events where people get weird stuff happen to them. So that's not out of the range of what possibilities. So the interesting joke, I've never heard this. Why don't aliens abduct black people? Well, go ahead, and if you want to talk about the hover thing first. Anything you want to comment on that? Yeah.
No, I mean, the hover thing. I don't know. I mean, that's something that, of course, is possible. I mean, I don't put anything out there right now that isn't possible. You know, it might be weird for people to, you know, accept that kind of thing because, you know, we've been shown Superman, you know, flying around the TV, but, you know, and then like being told like we can't do that kind of stuff. So, I mean, why can't it be possible, you know, in this new paradigm that we're moving into? So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I mean, you know, as we start going through these processes, I feel like, you know, there's going to be a lot of things that we realize that, you know, we can do that we've been told we can't. So there's nothing to stop us from anything being possible right now.
Right. There's no true limits other than what's a lot of in our belief, but, you know, doing the work to get there.
Yeah.
And you guys out there, imagine, hey, like eventually in the future, if people are doing telepathy classes, which they're already doing,
yeah,
like us, then I don't think there's that many steps away from eventually, as long as people got biofeedback, scientific data evidence for it, that you can go down that path, that there will be classes eventually to amplify your ability to levitate. So, yeah.
Well, they're already doing classes with kids, like in classrooms, learning how to move things with their mind. I mean, like, what? I mean, I didn't do that when I was in school, like trying to move things with my mind. And, you know, like they're not touching it. It's on the table. You can see that. And they're just like moving it, you know, and it's spinning one way. They stop it, spins the other way. I mean, we had a spoon bending event in here, and during that event, there was a plant that they sat in the middle of the room, and it's a magnet, right? So the plant just sits above it, and they sat there and they all like focused on a way to turn it, and it would turn, and then they would stop it, and then it would turn the other way. So like that was just something that we never even thought would even be able to be done, but it's a good thing that people do now. So it's all coming together, and we're just gonna start. It's such a fun time to experience these things as they start coming together. Like, You know, imagine just waking, you know, being born, and they're all everybody's already gone through it, everybody has it, and you're just like, okay, I have it now too. But now we're going through this process of all these things being turned on, and we get to experience them as if it's the first time we're ever going through this process. So that is so amazing, I think personally, of being able to experience it in that type of fashion.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna open people to all this stuff. We'll be
Yeah.
doing classes and stuff in the future. John Straya is one of the only people that's gonna be bringing this out to the world. That's gonna be holding classes like this. So please do subscribe to the app, support him. All the support really means the world. Getting it past censorship, getting out to more people. And yeah, we'll do. I love telekinesis, so I love doing that stuff. And the more people in our room doing it together, it amplifies and upgrades everything. Our higher selves are all trading. They have like schools for super psychic kids in China, and they'd have them doing this. As a kid, it's easier to open the ability, but even as an adult, they have ones that can do it. And there are certain things they've learned and they've wrote down in books that it's very interesting and helps you get over hurdles. And they just being around more and more super psychics amplify everyone else's abilities. So being involved in this community, it's going to grow a lot of things and upgrade a lot of people. So sky's the limit. Keep bringing your passions, what you want to see. Vote on it in the app. Go into bringing your skills to it. Get it out there. More people. The more people, the more powerful we get. We get past the blocks of this world that want to limit our abilities, and then we can make it so it's a hundredth of monkey effect, stronger at a base. Now, for this question, why don't aliens abduct black people? I've never heard that before. I didn't know that was a stereotype. That's funny. I know people that have been that are black and got abducted by aliens, and also the secret space
Well,
program.
the first people that came out that they said they got abducted, one of them was a black guy. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
he
yeah. Was
lied.
it
So I
Benny
mean,
Hill?
I don't know where that. Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that how true that comment is.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I do know there's a higher percentage of like German kids that get like go missing in underground bases and stuff, but I think that's mostly because there are certain groups like the Nazi secret space program and certain aliens that are looking for that and
Yeah.
a type of genetics, and they're kind of oriented that. Though I don't think you want to be abducted and never come back. You know how that is. Uh, what are high frequency countries? I think every place can have, like, every country has like certain aspects that are high frequency, like mountains, like Mass Shasta, high dimensional place. The rest of California, holy shit, it's not so great, but Shasta is good. So it depends on the caretakers, both spiritual and physical. You can make the place high frequency. You can turn on the place of power energy grid. And we did a little bit of that in our first show.
Yeah, we talked about that, you know, the
Great
other day.
question.
So yeah.
And we'll do a bigger in-depth course because I didn't even get through a full aspect of it. We'll do a big, get everyone geared up and ready to like do grid working wherever they want, wherever they are, and make it stronger. So you
Right.
make it stronger where you are. Anything you want to add to that? Any high frequency countries you come to mind?
No, I mean, just the same thing we were talking about yesterday about, you know, you can create the high frequency. I think in general with the magnification of the earth, how it's going through this process, you know, it amplifies us as well to make these you know, these high frequencies locations, and hopefully, you know, as we, you know, find some of the places where we put these community centers, will magnify and create those locations in, you know, in more places. So yeah,
Right, right.
which will, but not hope, but will.
And what you're doing activates the grid even more. It just turns on all these things. Like people can all dance in one location. It just turns on all these places of power in the grid line, clears it. There's all these added intentions that people can come together in unity. And like you were talking about before, there used to be all these communities and support for each other, and now they're being taken away. I think that's purposeful. I think the government doesn't want
Yeah.
public places or pubs, as they used to be called, because they're the places where revolutions are started and people learn, they grow, they form community. They don't really need the government after that. So I think they're kind of being stifled out, and so it takes will and mind and perseverance and a lot of skill, like you got, to make these places that just light up people's soul and make them so they find their soul family and they aren't depressed anymore, they get inspired. There's a sea of depression in the world, and it's just a lighthouse to come to. You want to comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, just be a beacon. There's this saying I would say, I see the light brings me everything I need to know and see for myself, but I, out of gratitude, emulate all the light received. And I would say it 3 times in front of the mirror during the beginning of my process. And it would help, to understand like what I'm doing. Like, I'm receiving all this information, all this light, but it's not for me to just hold on to. It's also for me to give it out and spread it out to the world. So, I mean, that's a big one that I hold on to a lot.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we're working on a show, so people can tune into the show on the Humankind app every Tuesday. It's going live around 2 Sedona time.
Yeah, 2 p.m. at Arizona time. So because Arizona doesn't change during the time zone changes. So I say Arizona time because even though it would be easiest just to look what time is it in Arizona, and then then you can adjust it from wherever you're at in the world to like, 2 hours different, 3 hours different. But then when daylight savings changes, you might be an hour off somewhere, just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, and so it's Superhuman, so look that up. What do they press to get notifications on it, and to get updates about it?
So there, you can subscribe to the show. When you subscribe to the show, it will send you a notification, an email notification that will let you know that the show has started. And yeah, so that you can go that direction. Or so you just go there, hit the subscribe button. The subscribe will go into your library. It will also show that you've been subscribed to that show, and then you just get notified when that show comes up. Yeah,
Cool. And it's essentially a contender and to go beyond Gaia. So as it gets more shows,
I'm not. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up, but I mean, yeah, I'm really not trying to compare what we're doing to anybody else like has going out there. There's a lot of different like streaming sites that are out there that sort of touch on some of these topics, which is great. I think it's just the conversations needs to be more and amplified, and and I don't really want to compare us to too many other just streaming platforms, because we're way more than that. We have an entire social arm that helps and builds the community and gives people a voice to help and mold this in the way they want.
Right, you're bigger.
Yeah, on content wise, the closest thing I would say would be something like Gaia, but they have a little bit more of a production style, I guess, that's a little bit different. We're a little bit more free flowing here. We let the content come out that needs to come out, and to help with people and their growth. Plus, we have a live chat. So during the live stream, you can chat with us live. We have a community chat system where you can like actually start just chatting and seeing if the community's there to talk about things. So so I mean, trying to build that really foundation of community around what we're doing and giving people the ability to connect. Yeah.
Right, bigger coming together, friend making, soul family meeting
Right.
place, or
Yep.
talking, not like a closed wall where no feedback.
Yeah.
So much better place. Yeah, and so when you go when you go to Superhuman, we'll be listening to you on what kind of shows you guys want to see. So please do comment and show your love and support and share it and let us know what you want to see, because we'll be going into abilities in depth and how to break through the blocks and turn on your superhuman capabilities at a deep level that I'm not
Yeah.
doing anywhere else. Because I support this community to see it can get big and make the world a better place. So please do get the app. And what can you tell some of the? Can you also tell them some of the other content shows, people you have speaking? I also just did a show with Randy Kramer on there. We went into the alien artifacts. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the other content that you have and what they talk about.
Yeah, so the interview with Randy Kramer and you was shot right here where I'm sitting. So we have Randy Kramer. He has a show every Friday at noon here. Um, we have You Unlimited with Adria, and she's at 10 o'clock on Fridays, and she channels the angels. So she actually channels the angels during her show and gives messages to the world. We have Robin Hill. She has Hope with Teeth, and that show is bring a lot of the technology that's coming out, a lot of the suppressed technology, and some of the experts that she's going to be interviewing are going to be amazing. They one guy used to work for NASA. I think he's the one that we're having for tomorrow, which is really going to be a really good show. And then we have this girl Joy, who's down in Hawaii. So she's remote just like you, and she talks about astrology. She's really versed in what she's talking about, bringing some really good information for us each week. Just trying to find all the different pockets, not to where there's not like one show that is replicated over and over. Each show has its own unique flavor. I'm talking to this other girl, Pretty, who is we're gonna probably have a cooking show, so that's going to be super interesting, and how to get the right nutrition. So I'm really excited about a lot of shows that we have coming up. We're even working on like a morning show that's going to be talking about some of the exciting things that we have going on here, and then also some interview stuff that we've been doing as well. So yeah, stay tuned. Things are growing super fast here. I'm flabbergasted of how the communities just keeps on coming together more and more on what we have going on here, and it's just going to keep on getting better and bigger, and so it's all of us, you know.
Wonderful. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about what you've experienced yourself, what you've seen, and the people that come to your center, your events, that witness the shows, and how it's changed their life and made things for the better?
Yeah, I mean, so our floor, like the entire floor here is made with organite. And I'm not sure if you know what organite is, but have you ever seen those like pyramids that actually have a bunch of crystals in them, and they're like magnified because of the polyurethane that they're created with. So our floor is completely made with that. And what the polyurethane does, when it hardens, it activates the crystal. So the entire floor is activating your heart, your third eye, and your crown. So as soon as you come in the room, you're already being activated in a way. So the experiences that we have with sometimes with the biocharger when people meditate, I'll give an example of this guy Paul. He's out here from I think he's Philadelphia, from the East Coast, and it was the first time coming to a biocharger event. And he came, he laid down, did the whole experience. He's a writer, and I mean, it literally after that event, he just sat there and just started writing. And he said, "I've never experienced things like this before. It was almost like a DMT trip." he's probably, not everybody experiences something like that, but he's probably a little bit more open than most. So he had this like huge interaction with what was going on. People can tell the difference. They dance in here without any shoes on, so they're a little bit more connected to that. We're also underground, so we're in the red rocks. So that's like another like magnification thing that we have that's inside of here, that we're like inside the earth. So Vivian, I can't remember her last name, sorry, but like Vivian's a channeler. She was here. She connected with the Arcturians a lot, and in her talk, like in one of the videos, like she just all of a sudden a being pops up next to her, and she's just like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" You know. So there's a lot of activity down here. I've other people have been down here and they say they see this and they see that or they feel this, and it's amazing. I think it's a lot of fun. There's nothing like negative or anything like that. I mean, I've taken like really good care of this place. I've done a lot of clearing in here. I've had a group come in and we did like a massive clearing. So we've really worked really hard to make this just a really symbiotic place to hold like the right energy for people to come and experience things in here.
That's beautiful. I love being there
Thank
too. It
you.
feels really good. I
Yeah.
can tell that you do too because you're you go there all the time, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I go there to chill, just to like meditate too. Um, yeah, can you talk a little bit about the family that's forming and what you've witnessed in people, in their hearts, and the connectivity, and what it does to people's life by meeting their soul family, and what you've done?
Communication is different. I've noticed the way people communicate with each other is different. Um, the people are listening to each other more. I don't see, and so I used to run my own web firm, and it was the business. It's different than what we're doing here, but the communication style is different. I think there's like people are given space for people to open up, to get their information out, and then being able to ingest that and then give their response to that. I'm seeing that a lot more, and I think people feel a little more heard now than what I've seen in my earlier years. And I don't know if it's just because that's where we're going and people are understanding that's something that we're evolving into, to take some of that stuff and ingest it a little bit better, and then give a response. But I've noticed that with some of the conversations that and how things are sort of handled in the community now. So I'm happy for that, and I think it's something really strong, and I think it's something that we need to recognize and keep using those types of communication skills.
Yeah, well said. Okay, can you talk a little bit about your upcoming events, conferences, things that you have planned? Uh, we'll also go into how.
Yeah, I mean, I think I went through this quite a bit. Most of our events are all of our events that we do here are inside the app. So you can actually we're using the ticketing system Eventbrite. We also use another ticketing system called Humanitix. So we use back and forth of those systems. But the main place to go and find out about our events is the Humankind app. So underneath it shows a whole list of upcoming events. It's in chronological order, and then there's also on each one of your account pages there's an event, so it lists all the events there as well. If you don't have an account and you want to see the events on the Humankind homepage, you can click the see events, and without even having an account, you can go look at the events that we have coming up. And all of them are special to me because they're here, right? So there's a lot of really good people that are putting these things on. This place is to help support that. You know, I do an event here and there, but I really want people to come here and do events and let us support you getting out your information. Um, you know, if you have something that's tangible that needs to come out to the community, and you want us either you want to start teaching people it, or you want to, you know, perform something, or you have a group that you want to have here. So we try to work with everybody that fits in alignment with what we have going on, and give them that platform to, you know, have people in front of them and start getting it out to the world. um you know, one of the big thing in this community is a lot of the, you know, spiritual higher ended people, they're not super tech savvy, and that's where a lot of it falls short for some of them. So with Humankind and what we're building here, it gives that amplification of what they're looking for, and we try to support that.
Yeah, you're very tech savvy, I can tell.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, what ways can people contact you to reach out if they want to support you, collaborate on
Yeah.
events, things like that? And then you can plug your different social medias. Like I know you got
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, etc.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, we have pretty much all the social media tags, you know, Telegram. Nah, Telegram, we don't really use it. I use it just to post events. So if you want to go get on our Telegram, that's totally fine. I don't really, you know, hold conversations in there. But you know, Instagram, Facebook, what is it, TikTok. I don't really post anything to X because it's just not our
It's
type
more
of,
news.
yeah, you know. So we do that. We and YouTube. We have our YouTube channel where we post all of our live streams, some of our live streams as well. Um, but the best way to get involved is just go create a free account. And then if you feel inclined to support us with a higher grade membership. You know, there will be a you know, content on there that you will need a membership to view. Some of our live stream account, some of our live stream events will be membership only, but there's a ton of content. Like all the podcasts, they'll be free. You can go in there, you can communicate with Sean, you can communicate with the other podcasts, Randy, and all that kind of stuff through our system as we're doing our shows. And Yeah, so those are the best ways to go through. Like if you go through social media, and then our email system that's on the app if you want to. And then Google, if you search Humankind Center, all of our contact information is there as well. So yeah, if you feel like you have something that is you know, needed for the community, please feel free to reach out. Um, uh, and if you want to get involved in somehow and it aligns with what we have going on, feel free to reach out as well. So yeah, that's me all there.
Yeah, go subscribe to the Humankind Center YouTube, download the app, go to the live section. We just did a show, Superhuman. Stay tuned for that every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Contact, and what's the best way to get a hold of you if they want to collaborate, support you?
Go to
Just the app?
yeah, just go through the app or go to Google, search Google Humankind Center, and all of our contact information is there.
Is it like contacting it through like what part of the app does it say? Is it like get a hold of us or something?
Yeah, there's a thing down the bottom, I think, that does it. In the app, there's not like a direct contact, but like on the homepage of the website, there's a you know, get in touch area.
Okay.
And then the same information that's on the you know, when you search Humankind Center, all of our contact information is there as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay. So yeah, please do support John here and the Humankind app. and get it going, spread it out, share with more people, conscious-minded people especially.
Yes.
And if you're interested in helping or supporting or having events there, recommend it. Very powerful place, great vibe, a lot of people that can come. It's all around a great idea. So please do reach out to them and also help support us. The more people we see that share this stuff, the more we'll do, and we're gonna give out tons of great information and skills to you guys. So I'm Sean Bond, Sonic League, sonicleague.com. You can reach me for consultation, clearance, healing sessions, unlock your door and abilities, sonicleague@gmail.com or the.com for services, and yeah, reach out. And yeah, let it be known. Leave your comments below, show your love, destroy that like, share this video out, get it out to everyone, get us past the YouTube censorship. Love you all. Hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you so much for doing this with me, Sean. I really do appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, and I appreciate everybody that's out there that listened to all this. So thank you so much.
Anytime. We'll be good. I can't wait to see what comes out. Yeah, we're going to do great shows together. It's going to be fun.
Awesome.
See you guys later. Have a good one.